Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called In Germany, no is a complete sentence. I love that. I always say that because I don't think you have to give anyone an explanation, but I think people tend to over-explain. But apparently Germans understand this concept. I don't know, this makes me very intrigued. So let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe.
Let's talk about a word that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. No.
Yeah.
Just no. No explanation. No apology. No softener. In many cultures, that feels harsh,
Yes.
cold, even rude. But in
Completely.
Germany, no is often seen as something very different.
Love
it's
that.
clarity.
I am born.
It's direct as well.
What should I do? Ich weiß, get Germanized.
Why no feels so strong. For a lot of people, no feels personal. It sounds like rejection, disapproval,
It kind of is.
conflict. So we learn to cushion it. I'm sorry, but I wish I could, but maybe another time. The word
Yeah.
no rarely stands alone. And when it does, it can feel abrupt. In Germany, though, no often isn't emotional at all. It's
It's just no.
informational. The German logic of no. In German culture, no usually means exactly one thing. This does not work for me. That's it. It's not a judgment of you. It's not a rejection of the relationship. It's not an invitation to negotiate. It's
Exactly.
a boundary. Clear, efficient, respectful. Because once something is decided, it doesn't need decoration. Why explanations aren't
Love that.
expected? In many cultures, explanations are used to soften the blow, to manage emotions, to maintain harmony. In Germany,
But it's crazy because no, it's not a bad thing. It just means no, right? It's not, you're not supposed to sort of soften anything because it's not negative. It just means no and that's it.
explanations can feel unnecessary
Yes.
or even suspicious. If I say no and then start explaining myself, it can sound like I'm unsure, I might be convinced, I don't fully
Oh,
stand by
okay,
my
okay,
decision.
yeah.
So Germans often skip the explanation and
You're giving, I think, I don't know, you're giving an open pathway for someone to be, oh, but you hadn't heard the whole story. It's no, it just means no. I'm not asking you to explain yourself. I just mean no, that's it.
entirely. Not to be rude, but to be honest. No as a form of respect. Here's the part many people miss. A clear no is considered respectful in Germany. It doesn't waste your time. It doesn't lead you on. It doesn't pretend. You know
yeah, because
where you
it's
stand
information.
immediately. That
Yeah.
clarity is valued more than emotional cushioning, because false politeness is seen as worse as directness. Why foreigners misread it. If you're used to indirect communication,
Yes.
German no can feel brutal. You might think, are they angry? Did I offend them? Why didn't they explain? But
Take it
often
personal.
none of that is happening. They're not upset. They're just being precise. The emotional
And
weight
honest.
you feel isn't coming from them. It's coming from different cultural expectations. Boundaries versus rejection. This is where things really click. In Germany, boundaries are not rejection. They are structure. Saying no doesn't damage the relationship. It protects it. Because everyone
I love that, yeah, boundaries are not a rejection. It's just a boundary and that's it. I love it. That's really important. I think that's a really German thing.
knows what's possible and what isn't. There's no guessing, no resentment, no silent obligations, just clarity. So if a German
Yeah.
tells you no without explanation,
Don't take it
pause.
personal.
Don't take it personally. Don't push for reasons. Don't read emotions into it. Just hear it for what it is. An honest answer. And if you ever say no in Germany and keep explaining, you might notice something interesting. They already accepted it. In Germany, no
You
doesn't
have-
mean
there's no
I don't
need.
care, I don't like you, I'm being rude. It means I respect you enough to be clear. And once you understand that,
Wow.
German directness stops feeling harsh and starts feeling fair. Have you ever misunderstood the German no? Let me know your experiences in the comments below. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to get Germanized. Goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.
This was great. I think I think the biggest, cultural shock, I think maybe not from other Europeans, but I think Americans really do. I think it's a very American thing, the whole concept of, no, it feels harsh, it feels hard. It feels, as they said, as a rejection. It feels like, oh no, do they not like me? Did I do something wrong? I feel like I have to ever explain myself and I have to go and because, I have to explain myself. Not necessarily, but I think, again, that's a really, I think, an American concept. I think other Europeans, or maybe not all Europeans, but I think a lot of countries in Europe really do understand as well. So I don't think there's that much of a cultural divide between them. But I think if you're American, that really is a thing. Oh, you really do have to sort of change your mindset. Because I get it, and I can see myself in both situations, both being the one that takes the no for an answer and also the one that's given the no as an answer. I think obviously you're different. I think it kind of feels a little bit different. I think when you're hearing the no, obviously it depends on this kind of situation. It depends on if it's a social situation, if it's a work thing. I don't know. There's just so many things. But I get it. Sometimes it can come across as rude. If you go, I don't know, hey, do you want to come to my birthday party tomorrow? And, someone says no. It can be, okay, no, and that's it. I don't get a no, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Or no, I would love to, but I get that's, again, I'm putting myself in the shoes of someone that's sort of, that's the answer to my question. And, I'm putting the worst example ever, a birthday party. But I mean, that's really how it goes. I think probably in Germany, I know I would take it. It would be quite. I think I would feel a little bit offended, to be honest. I think it would take me a moment to sort of go, no, but I don't think this person is doing this, especially if they're German. I know, yeah, okay. Now they're not saying this in a wrong way. They're not saying, oh, I hate you. I solely don't want to go to your party. No. It's maybe because I don't know, who knows what's happening in their lives. Maybe they don't feel like it. But I think that the concept of sort of over explaining yourself, and you have to go and make excuses as well. I think that's also very important. You go, oh, you say no, oh, I'm sorry, but I, and that's where the whole other thing comes from. I think that's a very American thing. Because you feel the need to, as they said, soften the blow. You feel, because you feel, and again, this is where I put myself in the shoes of someone else. If you're sort of being the rejector one, if you're uttering the rejection, I think you don't want to be seen, and like maybe Europeans and apparently Germans specifically, they don't feel this way. I think if you're the one being the sort of, the one saying no, I think you feel the need to either explain yourself, oh, because I whatever, or you feel a need to be, oh, I'm sorry, to apologize. But because you don't want to come across as rude, you don't want to come across as, oh, I don't want this person to feel bad because I am rejecting them. And I can see both ways. And I can see, obviously, I think that would be my, sort of what I would, I think that's my natural, my natural part, and the most natural part is that one, at least to me. That's what it feels like. Oh yeah, I want to go and say sorry, or I want to go and say something like this. But I mean, if you take into account this whole thing of no, of course, because obviously it's a different mindset, that you shouldn't feel the need, right? You shouldn't feel the need to apologize for something that's just, it just is. Like they said, it's just information. No, it doesn't mean a rejection, or it doesn't mean anything personal. Don't take it personal. Don't take it as, don't take this the wrong way. And obviously when people say don't take this the wrong way, it's kind of a little bit passive aggressive. But no, I think they don't mean this in that way. It's just it's a cultural thing. They just do things differently over there. And their minds don't really do that leap of, oh, it's personal. I must have done something wrong to annoy them. I must have offended them. No, because no, it's just, again, it's not a rejection. It's just information. I'm just letting you know something. And I like that fact about boundaries specifically, because I think, again, that's a thing. I think a lot of American people have that problem. And I think maybe it takes, I think, videos like this to actually realize, oh, you know what? I think probably there is a little bit of a problem. Because it comes across natural for you. What I just mentioned, it's sort of natural for you to be, oh, I have to apologize, I have to explain myself. That you shouldn't feel the need, because if you're not meaning to do something, you don't mean to offend anyone, why should you apologize, or why you should explain yourself? It's not a bad thing. to be, to rely information on someone else. Oh yeah, I'm just letting you know, I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to do this again. I'm not telling you to make you feel bad, or I'm not telling you because I don't like you anymore. No, I'm just letting you know because it's the polite way and it's the honest way, and you're expecting, because we have a relationship, whether that is personal, professional, or whatever it is. I think you owe other people respect, because you have a relationship with them, whether that the nature of that relationship, it's whatever, that you owe them respect as they owe respect to you. So because we respect each other and I respect you, I feel the need to, again, just letting you know, no, or these are my boundaries, or simply, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm being honest. And I think that's where, the cultural shock comes along, as if you feel, oh my God, they're being so harsh. They're being so direct. Why? No, that it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just information. It's just they're being honest. I think usually, again, my first sort of instinct is to go, no, what did I do wrong? Or no, they should, I should explain myself. But no, I think ultimately, and again, it's just how to, it's two sides of a coin. It just depends how you look at it. But if you put yourself in the shoes of of the German sort of culture and the explanation itself of why, no, it's not a bad thing, I think it just makes a lot of sense. It's just a thing about sort of adjusting your, maybe your frame of mind, or your you change your tune. It's, oh no, yeah, I get what they mean. I don't think they're coming across as, it's not something, I think it can feel a little weird, I think, especially if you're not used to this, because you feel the need to either explain yourself or the other way around. You feel the need, they owe me an explanation. But no, absolutely no. And I think, again, no, I don't feel the need to explain why no shouldn't be a complete sentence. But I think maybe, the problem, I think, in communication and with sort of relationships comes with, not being on the same page, because you simply do not know or you maybe, again, you don't know where the other person's coming from. But I think videos like this really do help see, oh yeah, I can see why, I can see both sides. I can see why, and I'm being very I'm generalizing here, just being all Americans tend to do this, but I think that's a very American thing, because you don't want to come across as, again, as rude, or I don't want to make them feel bad. That I think as a culture is very reliant on again, just being nice in general, whether that is a little bit fake or maybe a little bit of fake niceties, but you don't want to come across as rude. And it's a little bit of a white lie. Let's put it that way. Do I like them 100%? No, but I'm not going to tell this person, I hate you. But I think that's the different thing about this kind of cultures, the German culture in particular, is just based on honesty, and they just, I think, value different things. Like they don't want to, it's not a bad thing to be seen as direct. It's just, no, they're appreciating you to be honest. So again, it's just a thing, we're not seeing eye to eye. And I think, again, that's where the communication sort of shock comes in, and maybe some miscommunications can arise from this. But no, that's why it's important to have videos like this and be, I understand what you mean. It's just different. And I can see both sides. Again, I can see from the German side why it would feel weird why is this person explaining themselves? I think can sound suspicious, because you're asking people, when people are lying, and they tend to, I think, when you, where you were last night, and, if you want to lie and you go in this elaborate thing of, this elaborate tale, I was in, and then I did this, and then I did that. It can feel a little, sort of, wait, where are you already explaining yourself? That's a little weird. That's what usually, I think, maybe lies, that's what they tell you, lies should be kept as simple and maybe as close to the truth as possible. I think it's a bit of that, right? If you feel, you start saying, no, I can't do this because I did this, and then, yesterday something came up, and I don't know, it's just a whole thing of it spills from there. And I can see why Germans are a little bit, what on earth is happening here? And of course, if they're apologizing, they're probably being, why are you apologizing for saying no? It's okay, I got you the first time. Yeah, thank you for telling me, no, you can't do this. Okay, that's fine, that's normal. But, obviously coming from the American side, I can see it both why you would want to be, I'm sorry. And I know why you would feel direct and harsh, just coming across, a brick wall. You feel like that no can feel as if they're slamming the door in your face. Which, sometimes it depends on the question. And now maybe it is a little bit like that. That is not, they're not doing this on purpose, or they're not doing it, to offend you or something. It's just no, and that's it. But I think probably as a culture, I think that we can learn, both, a little bit. I think both cultures were probably German culture and the American culture probably can learn a little bit from each other. I think probably Germans can be maybe not less direct, because I'm not, it's okay, it's just a different culture, and they're not going to be, no, why would I be less direct? That would be sort of akin to hypocrisy, or just being, or lying to someone, which of course not. But maybe just a little bit, you have to understand that other people, I think, feel a little bit different about certain things, and maybe you should be a little bit sort of softer when you're discussing certain subjects, or when you're telling certain things. And for, the American side, which I'm, again, generalizing, but, if you feel like, I know it's sort of, no, what is this? I think it can feel a little bit, no, why? It's not this, they're not doing this to hurt you or anything. It's just information. Take it as no, it's not a door slamming in your face. It's just information, that's it. I'm relying information, and the information is no, and that's it. But I don't think you should definitely, and again, and if I put myself in the other, in the one replying no, I think sometimes it's a hassle to be, someone expects and people are expecting, and again, Germans do not, but I think other people and other cultures are definitely expecting you to explain yourself and go, no, and they're going to be, but why? Maybe I think that's a good thing. Germans are not going to be, but why? What do you mean with that? No, it's just going to be no, okay, that's cool, thank you, bye, that's it. And obviously I like that, because I think if you're in this case, again, just depends on what are you, if you're the one saying no, or you're the one hearing the no. But if you're the one saying no, I think this can be sort of, thanks for taking, the weight out of my shoulders. And I don't feel the need to explain myself, because no, it's okay. It's a complete sentence. It's that's it. I'm relying on the information. The information is no. That's it. Good riddance. Well, I mean, not good riddance. That really does sound passive aggressive. That is just no, and I'll see you tomorrow. That's it. No bad feelings, because again, it's just information, and no, it's fine. It's a period, and that's it. It's not the ending, complete ending of the book. But I like that, and maybe we should definitely learn more things about, both cultures should probably learn a little bit more about the other. I think maybe we should be maybe a better people towards being better people, and probably ultimately becoming a better society. So that's good. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.